Hey folks, Species 7 here. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Farming Simulator 2013. We are, of course, on the modded MR version of Hagenstat. In fact, we're the MR version of this whole Let's Play, of course. And by MR, we're talking the more realistic mod. And no, it doesn't mean all the tractors that used to be green or blue. It means that a game that used to be really fun is really fun all over again. So, I have done a few things. When we ended the last episode, I was on the big field there. So let me step back a step here. There we go. We were over on that field and just picking up bales. Well, I got those 30 bales picked up. And then after chopping down all of our crop from these two smaller fields, we ended up with another 10 bales. So in total, 40 bales. And at just over $3,000 a bale, well, yeehaw, talk about having paid off our baler and the front loader. Yeah, we did that on a single go-through. As well, I got 3 full trailers. That is our new kipper trailer. They got that 3 full plus 10%. So, I sold 2 of those 3 trailers off. This time at the port, they were offering the most money for wheat. Sold 2 of them off, and that put us at just over $300,000. So, as you can see, I'm no longer dragging the little 3-meter Lemken cultivator. We now have this really nice Amazon cultivator. Look at that. Whoa. Isn't that pretty? Considerably bigger. Does a really nice job. The only problem with it is you need a tractor with a lot more horsepower. So, I also sold the Sam Explorer, and as you can see here, we're up to the big Duke 7250EX. Nice bit of gear, and this should get us through pretty much any upgrades we need. This is probably, other than the big IH, I think this is the most powerful tractor we can get, and it's rated at, I think, just over 300. Where are we here? Tracatories. Lole. There we go. This is the one that we have here, the TTV 7250EX. 310 horsepower with boost. So there you go. Very nice. A little pricey to run with, but at $168,000, I think the price has actually been reduced from the original version of the game. Okay, that's not good. So, and this is why every other version of the Hagenstat map that was made by players, etc., did not have those trees. Oh, I see. We'll do that again, and this time we will lower the cultivator. I didn't realize that. Well, I didn't remember, is more an accurate response, that if you kick your hired worker out, he sets the tool in the non-working position. You know how safety conscious the hired workers are. Yeah. So, but there we are. That's what I did with, well, I guess pretty close to $200,000 worth of the money anyway. Is got us a tractor we can actually rely on carrying us through the game with, and a cultivator that doesn't take, 3 hours of real time to do our larger field. It actually gets through it pretty good. So, this tractor doesn't seem to have any issue pulling it. You'll see up there 4.2% slip, so we are losing a little bit of our horsepower to wheel spin, even in all-wheel drive. Reducing speed a little bit, we'll eventually get rid of that. Oh well, good enough. And if you increase speed, that slippage actually increases as well. So I guess if you have something that's even closer to the rated horsepower, I think we're like well within, I'm not sure, let's have a look here. Okay, we are now running this guy. So yeah, 150 to 200. So we're well within what this tractor is capable of doing. But if we had something that, say, required 300 horse and you got 10% slippage, we'd now be running underneath. Oh, actually, field 22. Okay, we'll have a look. If you had 10% slippage, then obviously you'd end up from that point on not having enough horsepower to actually do the job. So that becomes an issue. And it is, again, something that adds a little bit of thinking to this particular version of the game, or this modded version of the game, should we say. So here we are, a couple of days into fall, and very uncharacteristically, it's gotten bloody cold out. Well, all things being relative, of course, it's not really cold, but yeah. So I'm thinking it's probably time. Yeah, we're quite limited with this cedar as well, so I'm thinking it's probably time we took this down to the local tractor store and went off with its head. See how we still got the other Dutes, the front end loader. As I said, that and our Sam tractor, or Sam-A tractor, were exactly the same horsepower. So other than the fact that having two tractors is handy as heck, there was really no big advantage of that red tractor over our other Dutes. In fact, of course, you'd say the opposite was true. Swears to miss the woman and totals the tractor and cedar. You could say the opposite was true, because obviously with the same horsepower and torque, our little 430 is also a front end loader, and that kind of really makes it more handy. So let's drop that cedar, come over here and have a little park. Lovely. And we'll just get out. You served us well. And there we go. Do we want $7,800? Yes, we do. Thank you very much. Now let's go in and decide on another cedar, shall we? I'm stuck in the door frame. Fat farmer warning. Alright, cultivators, plows, sewing machines. That's what we need. Any singers? Ha ha, they say. Alright. We've got this one. Now, normally this is good because it also fertilizes, and considering the cost of fertilizer, that's going to be a good deal. However, in this mod it does not, as is stated clearly here. So, it's still not a bad deal. It's twice the size of our original cedar. It will hold a heck of a lot more, I would think. The thing is, I think that might be a typo. I mean, as you can see, 3,600 liters. The little guy we're currently using is 600. And yet, they list this big unit at only 360. So, yeah, there's something not quite right there, but same token, I don't really want to take that chance. So we can go with this, or we could even move up to the one that I generally tend to use, which is the horse sprinter. Same token, we don't really want to go 8 meters because we've still got to deal with those couple of small fields. 6 meters probably more than big enough. What I really don't like doing is the big field. You have to go back and fill the cedar a couple of times. So if you're doing something else and you're relying on a hired worker, although they do stop, which is a nice change from the last time I played with hired workers on a field, you do have to go track them down and then run the cedar back and, you know, get your money's worth if you can. thing I'm wondering about is, should we maybe think about getting into either planting some potatoes or some beeties? Well, yeah. But I think for now, what we're probably going to do is we'll pick up the Cayena. That's pretty reasonable. 6 meters, 5,900. Now, I just want to make sure that we don't have an issue here, because I thought one of them... Okay, no, that one's fine. We can buy the modded version. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't sugar beets and corn or whichever, so, you know. Because there are some specialties between... corn seeders and regular cereals, or grain seeders. So yeah, we're gonna buy this guy, I think. Lovely. After all, we do have the tractor to run it, we might as well run it. Okay. Nicely done. Let's go have a look at our new seeder. There we are. That seems to be more in keeping with an up-and-coming farm, isn't that? Lovely. So yeah, our 3 fields do with bales, and after you take out everything it costs, the only thing I haven't figured in yet is fuel expenses, because I have not filled the tractors. By selling off the other tractor, I kind of avoided having to buy fuel for it, because they give you neither more nor less money dependent on what fuel is in your tractor when you sell it. So the fact that we were down to about a half a tank, we still got the same amount of money for it when we sold it, but I didn't end up having to spend money to fill it. So, and then this guy comes with a huge gas tank that's all nicely topped up when you buy the machine, so I don't know, but I will figure that in. But back to my original point. The 3 fields that we're running provide about $120,000 in bales, and about another 100 and little bit in crop. Well, actually considerably more what I sold of the crop, which was 2/3, just under 2/3, actually. Brought in another 120. So we're certainly in a position where we can think about which way do we want to expand. Do I want to start getting set up for cattle? Do I want to start getting set up for biofuel? You know, whichever it might be. Or is it going to cost me every penny I still have to fill this? Because I think it's time we tried barley, don't you? So before we get to the fill thing, let's go to barley. There we go. Alrighty. And just so we can watch the numbers, actually I guess we can watch them down there, we don't need that. Let's go. There's 1,000, there's 1,000, there's 1,000, there's 1,000, there's 1,000. Alrighty then. Alright, let's see how we do at about 2,500. Sure, that's 70%. Let's call that good for now, shall we? Let us call that good. So, if anybody has an opinion, if you'd like us to start getting into cows, if I should throw another, probably going to throw another 100 sheep on the farm anyway. But, you know, figure it's maybe time we got into a little bit of grass harvesting for whatever reasons. Well, when this crop comes down, we'll certainly have the choice of figuring out some new and wonderful bit of gear and or properties to buy, and that's what we'll do. So, oh, this is certainly an improvement over what we were doing before. I don't think I quite got him in far enough. So, but yeah, any ideas? Leave them in the comments down below. Would be appreciated. Again, if you're interested in the mod and if you play the game, it's probably one of the better mods you'll come across. It can be picked up over at fsuk.com. I'm just doing terrible here, and I know what it is. We want to start at this end so that we end at that tree rather than getting hung up on it. So let's do that. Yeah, fella named Dural built the mod, and it lives over at FSUK. So if you want to install it, go there, grab it. I did it on a fresh install myself. You do need to put it into a empty mod folder when you load it, because it does have conflicts with most of the other mods, but I think it's well worth it. Like I say, it's not just a tractor, you know, machine of a different color or slightly different specs. It's a whole new way to look at the game, and it takes a little bit of thinking here and there that wasn't required before. So, till next episode, I'm going to sow these fields with barley. I will let you guys know how that goes and what it ends up costing. And till then, folks, well, take care of each other. This has been Species 7, and ciao for now.